Ready? Okay. Now, students, today history classes we have for class 9. In fact, I had made you understand the facts on page number 5 with the topics, that is the growing middle class, injustices and end to privileges. And we had a lot of thinker, philosopher who given new vision and idea to the French middle class, who worked for a vast revolution against the imperial power in France. Let us see the condition of France, its education system, and the pathetic condition regarding employment. We have page number 7, our source A. Two cases are there. What was the condition of education system, or how much education it was providing? Okay, let us see. First case we have of George Dante, who later became active in revolutionary politics. Before that, he was a student in the University of France, and this university was called Placis. I should tell you the thing. He has written this in 1793 after revolution. His experience is quite bitter, and he written to his friend how he describes it. He has told, I was educated in residential college of Placis. As I have told, it was a residential college, and while he was in college, there was a good company of his friends during his education in the college, and very enjoying condition was there. Many of the friends were enjoying his life, the education system there, and they were feeling that there is no scarcity of job, and after completing my education we shall enjoy life. What a young boy in university thinks about his future. What his concept just crashed when his education finished. He says, once my study ended, after finishing and completion of his study, he has told, I was left with nothing. Nothing was there for him. He was a raw hand, demanding employment to survive in society. He started looking for a post. The unemployed person, Dante, was looking for a post. But condition was very pathetic, because it was impossible, he has written here, it was impossible to find one at the law court of Paris. पेरिस के कानून के कचहरी में, न्यायालय में कोई भी जॉब पाना मुश्किल था. The choice of a career in the army was not open to me, as I was not a noble by birth, nor I did have a pattern, because he was a common man. So he cannot find a job In army, those days, in army, posts were open for the clergy people and nobility, and for the particular those persons from the third state who had a pattern from either clergy or nobility. Unfortunately, he don't have any such pattern. The church too could not offer me a refuge, and the bell of section and places of worship church was not given, cannot give it shelter because it was quite specified and choosy while appointing its staffs. I could not buy an office as I did not possess a shoes because not a single soul he had. That's he cannot buy a post. Those days, government posts were given at a cost. That was, you can say, that was the money was taken by the authorities and post can be given to the third class people. But he don't have any wealth, any fortune to have that. The system has provided us, sorry, then then my old friend turned their back to me. He tried to get support from the friends who were from clergy and nobility, and they are well established after education, but unfortunately after asking assistance they turned their back. They could not help him, and the system has provided him with an educated without however offering a field where our talent could not be utilized. However, he was a talented person. He had some qualities to serve a nation or society, but unfortunately there was no provision for him that he can utilize his knowledges to do this because he was quite helpless and unemployed even to survive. Second case I am discussing about Arthur Young. He was an Englishman, and during the time of revolution, French Revolution, he has toured and visited France and has discussed the condition of France. How in the days of revolution, what was the social condition was there, or how pathetic it was to survive there. Let us see. An Englishman, Arthur Young, travelled through France during the years of 1787 to 1789. These were the days, precondition of the French Revolution. You can assume how it was. Let us see. He often commented on what he saw. He has told, I shall discuss you later. He who desired to be served and waited upon by slaves, ill-treated slaves at that, must be fully aware that by doing so he is placing his prior property and his life in the situation which is very different from that he would be in had the chosen the services of free and well-treated man. And he who chooses to dine to the accompaniment of his victim groans should not complain if during a riot his daughter get kidnapped or his son's throat is slit. My God, the condition is there. These are the lines which are showing the condition of France. In fact, those days, the behavior of nobility and the churches were like a jallad. They were not in mood to see their servants and their staffs serving and waiting food to eat in happy condition. This was a particular approach of the nobility. They would have a very good opportunity to have that his men must be mourning and groaning with pain while serving and waiting, and in this groan and painful cry he wanted to eat. So Arthur Young has just commented, if a revolution comes out and a riot emerges, then this nobility have no right to claim that his daughter has been kidnapped or his son has been slit, his heads has been cut from his body by the righteous people, because these groans, mourning by misbehavior of the nobility was creating a sense of revolt, a sense of anger, a sense of repulsion among them. And it has to be organized and get against them, and the condition and result will be dangerous, differently dangerous. And in this condition, no nobility and clergy has right to complain that they are being disturbed. Okay, thank you. Next.